Poaching is to submerge foods fully or partially in barely simmering liquid. And since this is a wet cooking method that requires little, if any, fat, the results are exceptionally moist and healthy. So let's start with poaching eggs. And I've invited my friend and chef, Pierre Schaedelin, to show us how he poaches eggs. So Pierre, I'm so glad that you're here.
Definitely.
Why don't we start with the quail's eggs? Because I love the quail's eggs on toast, and I love how you do quail's eggs, and you do them all at once, which is scary and interesting at the same time.
But very simple.
Very simple,
Very simple.
Yeah. Now, these are very beautiful, hard-shelled little eggs with small yolks and small whites.
Exactly.
And there's a trick to opening them too,
Absolutely.
right? You can't really crack it on the edge of a bowl successfully.
You can't, because the skin inside is much, much firmer than a regular egg.
Okay.
So you have to go with a serrated knife.
Okay, serrated knife, and just
taking the smallest part on the bottom, because so the egg yolk goes on the bottom, and you're not going to hurt it when you saw through the shell.
Oh, it just saws very easily.
Oh, very easily.
And so you can do about 18 to 25 eggs?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
At a time. Then another way to do it is to, if you don't want...
Show that one too.
Exactly. We do it like that. Just put your knife.
Secure. Okay.
But just before you touch any eggs, some of them might be already broken or soft.
Be careful.
So be careful, because they would break on a time.
All done. So about 30 eggs.
30 eggs.
Okay, so now the water has to be boiling rapidly.
Exactly. The boil helps as well to give some, to help the eggs to coagulate as fast as possible. And the movement of the boil helps to create the nice shape of the egg.
So what about vinegar?
Adding vinegar definitely helps to coagulate the white as well.
It does.
Use the less expensive one, because you're going to discard the liquid.
Okay.
So that's approximately a quarter cup of vinegar done here.
Now this is very exciting. Now also have a bowl of iced water with a strainer set in the ice, because you're going to immediately put those eggs into there.
Absolutely,
right?
to stop the cooking as well.
So I would say that's pretty much boiling now,
That's
right?
boiling now,
Yes.
exactly. So now we're just going to give some movement. I'm going to add the egg like that. We are not even going to touch it now.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it. All the white is going to go around the egg.
And this is not the eggs.
That's the egg white, because the egg white is you have two parts in egg white: the solid one and the liquid white.
Don't add salt to your poaching liquid. That's another rule, because it causes the egg whites to break.
Exactly. Then once you have 30 seconds, the eggs start to coagulate together, and they are a little bit less fragile as well. So you have a little idea.
Okay.
So
there are a lot of eggs in here. They're lovely.
Get there. So now.
So they're completely encased in their white, in the albumin.
Absolutely.
And they will be tasty and tender and just cooked enough.
Just cooked enough. You want them nice and soft.
Okay.
Now we have to take each of them and separate the excess white.
So don't worry about the excess white.
Or you can eat it as well. It's definitely comestible.
Okay.
So.
And they are so cute and so fast. This is what's so amazing about this method of poaching eggs. They just look like little pearls, beautiful golden pearls. And you can trim it with a little scissor. And not one has broken, not one is not coated, which is very, very nice. They have all done their thing. And then you like to serve it with the green caviar?
Oh, you can serve them on a toast with green caviar and wasabi, or we can serve them just with regular caviar as well. It would work just as well.
So here's some little toast.
So that's the rest of the egg.
So would you put caviar on the toast first?
It's on top.
Okay. Just like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And a little dollop of...
And a little dollop of caviar on top.
Okay, so we'll make a little plate of those, and it tastes so good with the wasabi, doesn't it?
Definitely.
And they stay very nicely. What a beautiful hors d'oeuvre. Poached quail's eggs, not very difficult to make, and so quick. So now we have to do the large eggs.
Let's do the large eggs. So different, with the same process, we can do it, again, we can do it in a shallow water or in a higher water.
Now the same thing, vinegar.
Vinegar, yeah.
Like how much? A tablespoon like that, is that enough?
A little bit more. More vinegar you put, more it's going to help to stick the white together. So
and do eggs all the same size?
You can do eggs, yep. So we can break them.
Now, fresh eggs or a couple-day-old eggs?
Fresher the eggs is, more difficult it is to poach because the white is not completely surrounding the yellow now. So now we have boiling water. Again, with vinegar, I'm just going to add the eggs gradually inside, one after the other. You might just want to help a little bit.
Yeah, I find if you roll them over, it really does help keep their shape.
It does, just particularly because it's in a shallow pan as well. If you would do it in a longer pan, you want just to help at the beginning.
What you want is the perfect yolk encased in the perfect white, as even as possible. So you keep it boiling.
That's a matter of, we just put them in, so it's certainly going to be a matter of a minute and a half.
Okay.
Go.
That looks good. And once they firm up in the cold water, you can trim off all that excess white. And trim with a scissor or a sharp knife. And I use just old white bread as a sponge, like that, to take up the excess water. And if someone has ordered 1 or 2, a good whole grain toast, some salt and freshly ground pepper. And if you want to see the egg yolk, just cut the egg a little bit, and it is perfect, just the way you want it. No reason not to serve poached eggs to the crowd. Thank you, Pierre. This is great. Simple, easy, straightforward method for poaching eggs. Hen's eggs or quail's eggs. Thanks. It's good.